Thatch, this was really inspiring and I loved the event. It was really great and I got some clarity on this. One of the things I really pulled out of it, especially with talking with everybody else, is just the consistency of what you have to do in order to get the deals done. So if you could give us one or two pieces of advice on how to stay consistent and what those activities are to stay consistent, what would those activities be?
I think for me, what helped me is that I got to get super clear on what it is my goal, and then why I actually want it. And then I actually just look at that. I review it literally all day throughout the whole day. And then I always remind myself, why am I doing it? And for me, it's always been, always helping, taking care of my family, right? Taking care of my mom, taking care of my brother, taking care of my sister, taking care of my kids. And every time I think about that, it actually inspired me to actually get into action, because the difference between motivating yourself, which is forcing you to do something, but inspiration, when something is so inspiring, it pulls you into action. So that's why the goals and the clear and the why gotta be super clear. You want to get inspired into action, not actually motivate yourself into action.
And what are the actions that we should be taking on a daily schedule in order to make those goals and those dreams actually happen? What are the activities? Mailing, calling, texting?
I think if you're in the real estate business and you're looking for deals, right? The question, what kind of deal are you looking for? Are you looking for a deal to buy and flip, or are you looking for a deal to actually buy and hold to keep? So you gotta identify what type of deal it is, and then bottom line is, after that, then you gotta actually have action to go after it. I do calling, I do knocking, I text, I mail, I email, I do social media, and then I actually tell a lot of my database and my past clients on what it is I'm looking for. And then if they ever run into it, they don't even want to have it, let me know.
Which one of those do you find the most effective in sourcing the best deals and the best ROI on your time?
I think one, a lot of people don't realize it, they step over this, is a lot of my past customer and a lot of my friends in Sphere, because they love to help me. I just don't ever tell them enough, or we don't tell them enough. Then the second thing for me is probably social media, because it's such a ginormous billboard that it costs you nothing. If you tell people what you are doing, what you're buying, what you're fixing, and then you let them know that you're looking for more property like that, then people that can help you. So don't be basically what I call a closet smoker.
Yeah. So going back to that, is the foundation of all that social media, or is it calling your sphere of influence or emailing your sphere of influence? What's the number one thing, if you could choose to do to let your sphere of influence know what you're doing? What would be that? Would it be social media? Would it be the calls, or would it be mailing?
It would be calling your database, calling your sphere. Okay. That's probably more important than anything. And then you got to put them on an email campaign, you know what I mean? Your friend, the sphere, let them know what's going on in the market, remind them if they ever need help about, real estate like you, let them know, but also let them know these are the type of property you buy. If they ever know anybody has it, let them know, and then social media goes after that.
And if you have 100 people in your sphere of influence, how often should you be calling them? Once a month, once a quarter? What are your thoughts on that?
Once a quarter.
Once a quarter.
Once a quarter.
Okay. And then really what I pulled out of this entire event was exactly what you just said, talking to your sphere of influence and letting them know what you need, what you want in your buy box, what your buy box is, and how you can help them. And that's something I'm going to start implementing right away as well. So when it comes to investment properties, are you more of a single family guy? Are you a multifamily guy? Which one do you think is the best property to get you to a goal of financial freedom?
I think single family and multifamily, I do both. And it comes down to numbers. If the number makes sense, that's inside my standard box, then I buy both. But if you're a new investor, go after the single family property, because it's easy to get into, easy to get financing, and it's not intimidating compared to multifamily.
Yeah. Two of the things that's most inspiring about you, besides like your family and how you take care of them, is your mindset and your energy. Let's talk about your mindset. How do you keep that strong? How do we keep it strong, especially when times are tough like this?
For me, I got clear goals. I don't know why I want it, and I just locked myself into this goal, and I just do what it takes, man, to actually stay focused on that. And the day I don't feel like doing it, I work on make sure I do it. And every time you don't feel like doing it, you should do it. You build up, that's what I call your mental toughness. That's how you build the mindset.
I love that. I think that's such great advice. What about energy? Because everybody has a lack of energy, but the first day you were up at 5 a.m. and you stayed up till probably 12 o'clock at night, and you still came back with the same energy. Maybe today you're a little bit tired, but man, you went hard for a good 40 hours before you actually
Yeah, energy is very interesting. I think number one is everybody know this. You gotta eat good. You gotta basically stay away from a lot of the sugars. You gotta stay away with the bad carb. You gotta eat a lot of protein. You gotta eat a lot of actually greens, right? And then you gotta hydrate a lot. I drink like probably 2 or 3 gallons of water in the whole day.
Yeah.
But then that's one aspect. The other aspect is you gotta make sure that you don't take on things to do in your schedule that's from obligation.
Yep.
Right? I used to do things that, I do, oh, I speak here, I speak there.
Yep.
And I don't feel like doing that myself, but I did it anyways. But for me, I gotta make sure everything I do is really aligned to me. That if it is, then I'm inspired and I eat well, that's how I keep my energy strong. In the past, I used to do things that I didn't want to do, and I did it from obligation, and that's the shit that actually drains your energy fast.
Yeah, and that's some of the stuff I've implemented since you've been telling me about that is making sure I'm getting the right nutrition, making sure I'm time blocking, making sure I'm not getting into obligations that are going to drain me or doing activities that are just going to drain me and not give me anything back, right? Very last question, because everybody wants to know, especially from you, where are we at in this market, right? And should we be fearful? Should we be fearful or should we be greedy right now?
Look, there's a 10-year cycle in real estate. It says that every 8 to 10 years the market go up, and then there's a 2 year of recovery. And right now we're on our 2nd year recovery. 2022 with the recovery. 2023 will be the next recovery, which is this year. Starting 2024, we're gonna have the new 10-year cycle again. So basically, you're gonna run for 10-year, 2-year correction. So in my opinion, right now it's the small window left to buy a deal at a discount. Once 2024 hits, and the farther you go into 2024, everybody's gonna have more buyer confidence. They're gonna come back in the market, and then now the deal is gonna go up in price. So if you're buying right now, if you're an investor especially, it's time to buy now. Especially if you're doing value add, you're gonna make up all that money in the next 10 years, especially if you're keeping the rental property.
Yeah, value add is a huge thing that you mentioned. And the other thing that I like that you mentioned is who cares about the interest rate right now? Because they will come down.
And then you refinance it.
Yeah, so if you like the property, you find it valuable, buy that property for now. It'll cash flow even better later because you can refinance
and you got a better rate, and you got a good deal on the deal now versus when the market was hot, you got to pay multiple offers just to get the deal.
Yeah, exactly. Well, thank you, Thach.
All right, buddy.
Love you, man.
All right.
Awesome.
Yep.
All right.